Hi, welcome to Raj Alnai. Today we are going to discuss about the importance of PMO in short, which is called Project Management Office. As we all know, when we are working on application development, importance of the Project Management Office is essentially important to centralize and as well as standardize the management of multiple projects which we run in any of the organization. So today I'm going to explain about what are the different forms of PMO we have. At the same time, what PMO departmental unit do that. Followed by this, what are the different types of PMOs as I mentioned, followed by the kind of description, what usually they do. Now, when we start about discussing about PMO, which is called Project Management Office, because most of the people think from the context of project manager role, of course, to an extent possible as an individual, yes. But whenever we are working for the organizational level, there will be a PMO which is called a project management office, who are the people. It's because it's a group of people. It's a centralized departmental unit where it will be used to standardize the projects, whatever are we developing, irrespective of technology, irrespective of the domain, whatever the technology, whatever the domain, irrespective of it, whatever the projects are we working on. So managing all these projects will be taken care of by the PMO. But normally when we see PMO has in different forms. So different forms of PMO as follows. The first one we call it as supportive. Second we call it as controlling. Followed by the third one is called directive. These are the three different forms which normally PMO has: supportive, controlling, followed by directive. As far as the supportive itself is concerned, supportive is nothing but the kind of PMO process which provides the policies followed by the kind of methodologies which is required for the project to develop it. At the same time, whatever the templates do we require to use as a part of application development. At the same time, how to manage the projects within the organization, majorly trying to understand over the kind of control level over the projects, what is that we are working on it. This is where generally that supportive form will be used for. Now, the second form, which is called controlling, which majorly provides and guidance in the organization on how to manage projects, followed by training others in project management. At the same time, whatever the kind of project management software are we working on, maybe it may vary from different organization to organization, whatever the project management tool, something like MS Project, or if you go for agile way, of course, that's where we call it as to manage teams and all projects and all. We use Jira or something XYZ. So that's softwares. At the same time, assisting with specific project management tools to ensure compliance to the organizational practices, all that. Whereas when it comes to the directive form, which majorly provide project manager for different projects, because for a project to project, project managers are different. So that PMO team majorly focusing on allotting different project managers for different projects. At the same time, it is responsible for the results of those projects which are we have taken. At the same time, this is also completely focusing on the kind of projects of a certain size, type, as well as the influences which are managed within the organization is what about. So these are the three major forms which you can see on PMO. One is supportive, which majorly explains us about the policies, methodologies, templates, all that. Controlling is something focused more on supportiveness and as well as guidance to the organization to manage projects, how to manage projects, all that. Whereas when it comes to directive, where it provides you different project managers for different projects. Normally this directive form, whatever we follow, is a high level of control over the projects. This is where majorly we see majority of the portion. But now when it comes to the responsibilities as well as the activities what a PMO departmental unit follow, because as I mentioned in the beginning, repeating the same, PMO is not an individual on its nature. PMO is a departmental unit where it control all the projects. Whatever the projects were running within the organization will be controlled over by the PMO office, PMO team, right? Now it's a departmental unit where it has different responsibilities this PMO departmental unit will be playing. So PMO team manages the following aspects. The following points, right? So this is what generally PMO is, right? What project management team manages, what are the points they will be managed is what we need to see. So the first one is called managing the interdependencies among projects, not only the projects, either it could be programs and as well as portfolios as well, right? This is the first thing which generally PMO team will manage. The first is that managing the interdependencies among projects and programs, followed by the portfolios is what they do. Next, at the same time, help in providing necessary resources which are required for the project will also be taken care of by the project management team, right? So this is the second point, helping the team to provide the necessary resources and all everything will be taken care of by this. At the same time, project management team will also assess whether the organization is achieving its strategic objectives or not. This is what generally project management team see. At the same time, monitoring the compliances with the organizational process is also another responsibility which normally team follows. Monitoring the compliance with organizational processes, right? This is also one of the point which comes under PMO part. At the same time, it is also providing you the guidance and as well as project governance if it is required. Because governance means the standards, policies, and procedures whatever do we require to maintain, all these things will be taken into account by the PMO. Along with that, it provides centralized communication about the kind of project, means centralized communication about the project is what generally PMO team do. Along with that, they will also be a part of change control board if there is any kind of changes happens in the projects. So part of change control board is also another responsibility or the points which we need to focus more on the PMO part. Followed by this, prioritizing projects based on the importances and all everything will also be taken care of under PMO. So these are the different points which PMO team manages in any of the organization, because PMO is a not a single entity, as I told you, it's a kind of departmental unit within the organization to manage projects, programs, portfolios, right? Monitoring the compliances and organization processes. At the same time, being a part of change control board, all these things will be taken care of by the PMO team. So these are the different things which, being a learner, whoever wants to learn about project management, before getting into project management, if anybody wants to know about what exactly PMO is and what PMO do, so this is what generally we need to learn. So we must be knowing about different form of PMOs like supportive, controlling, directive, all that. At the same time, in reference to the PMO team manages the following points. When we see these points, whatever the points I have mentioned you, or else other points, if you see any other points, if you have taken into an account, if you are dividing this from the point of the forms, what is that we see in reference to the first point of supporting, where supportive is the one which will be recommending common terminologies, followed by the kind of templates and as well as reporting the other procedures which are to be used on the projects through the organization to promote consistency and streamline effort. At the same time, when we see controlling as a form, controlling provides support and as well as guidance requires for all the projects within the organization, which will be used to designated project management software templates, all that. Along with this, it coordinates all the projects within the organization. Followed by this, prioritization of projects will also be taken care of under PMO form, which is in combination of controlling and directive. Last but not least, when we see directive as a form on a high level note, which manages all the projects through the organization. Along with that, whatever the kind of appointments are required for a project managers for different projects will be taken care of by them. Followed by this, whatever the high level control over the project will be taken care of by the directory form. So this is what a complete overall understanding about what exactly PMO office is and what are the different forms and what PMO team manages in any of the organization in order to make quality deliverables of the solutions what we are developing in any of the organization. This is all for today. If you have any questions, if you have any questions to be so asked with, or if you have any queries, all that, please reach out to the contact details which will be posted in below to this video. Thank you.